Hello everybody, today is July 2nd, 2024. I have 8 names for you today. Anyways, this is not financial advice. I am a swing trader, day trader, and I make my decisions on trading based on the 1 day chart, and then my entries are based on lower time frames from the 1 minute up to the, I guess, 15-30 minute. Anyways, do your own research when you trade. This is not financial advice again, and if you find any utility or this content helpful, just leave a like and subscribe. Anyways, let's start. I was looking today at, well, I look at the entire watch list, but some of the names that I'm starting to like, maybe for some entries for next week, are Baba. So I really like this setup. I like the fact that the MACD and the TSI are starting to curl towards their signal lines. I also like the fact that now we are trying to mount this, I guess, resistance, now trying to be a support level, which is the 73.20, give or take. I like the fact that there is a little bit of momentum, volume is decent for Baba, and I like what I'm seeing. I think it would be crucial just to mount this level right here with more momentum. It might happen tomorrow, but tomorrow is a half day. Thursday we're closed, and Friday is probably going to be a low liquidity day, so you might see some chop here. I think we're going to see things with more clarity next week, if this is moving up or down, but based upon what I'm seeing right now, I like the chart. I think there might be some opportunities here to continue going up, but again, this is a tricky week to trade, considering that there's more limited hours tomorrow and there's no trading on Thursday. Therefore, volume for the rest of the week is gonna suck. Anyways, I like Baba based upon what I'm seeing here, but I think we still have to wait until next week to make a better decision on entries or exits. Crocs, I was mentioning Crocs back on somewhere in this area right here. It was either on Friday the 31st of May or whatnot. And what I like about this setup was the MACD and the TSI, and also that the fact that this looked a little bit extended. The RSI was already cooling down a little bit, or starting to cool down. And my thesis was just keeping an eye on this support level, and breaking this would coincide with that MACD and the TSI also moving down. But what actually happened was it bounced on this level, and then it had a great day, almost 5% day, and then it went up, kept going up, and then last week, I believe that was last week, or maybe a couple of weeks ago, I don't fucking know, we had this, I guess, lack of momentum, or I would call it lack of momentum, I guess, and then it looked more obvious for a downtrend. I also put this trend line here at some point. I don't know when I did it, but it obviously broke that trend line, and now we're again to this point of what would be resistance already. I would wait a couple of more days. For my way of trading, I would have taken a position somewhere in this area based upon what I'm seeing here on these indicators. So for what I like to see is already kind of late, but what I also like is these indicators right here. I don't know, I'm a little bit foggy today, I guess. The EMA 9 and the 20, and the fact that we are right under this support level, which would be, I guess we can call resistance. So do I think there's still room to keep going down towards 130? Yes, and you're probably gonna see a sell-off before earnings, which are on the middle of July. What is that, in a couple of weeks? So to be honest, I would keep an eye on the SMA 35. If we break that level, I would take the SMA 35 as a support level. If we actually break that, an entry would be actually pretty enticing, to be honest. You also have a price gap right here. I like to highlight the price gaps, because in my experience, sometimes they are fucking magnets. But anyways, keep an eye on the SMA 35, keep an eye on this resistance level right here at 46.7, and the MACD and the TSI are telling you, this is gonna continue going down. The RSI is not oversold, so there might be a continuation. Again, as I just mentioned, this week is a tricky week to trade, so it might get choppy, and a lot of people are not even gonna trade tomorrow or Thursday. Obviously, Thursday we're closed, or Friday. My bad. So we'll see. I don't think I'm gonna get into any trades unless they're very obvious tomorrow or Friday. But still, a good idea to keep an eye on the market. Next, I don't know if I should mention this. Where am I? Roku. I was looking at this during the day. Again, let's mark this. There are a couple of things that I was liking about this setup, but maybe I don't like it anymore. Well, I shouldn't say anymore. If you go to the 1 minute, you see that in the last 2 days it had this nice run, which gives you a little hope that this was going to start moving higher and maybe chop and just keep going up. But no, it actually lost momentum, and it just got choppy throughout the rest of the day yesterday on Monday, and then today you opened at this point and then just tanked, recovered, and then it tanked again, and then you got this, which is kind of, I guess, characteristic of Roku. It's one of those stocks. I used to trade Roku, and it got too choppy for me, so I left Roku behind. So anyways, I think what I'm seeing here is the fact that we actually got to mount this resistance, maybe now support level at 61. What I would like to see, and you have this volume or liquidity area that might be a little bit hard to break, so I don't know. I think we just have to wait and see what is the reaction here towards this level. I don't think I would like to enter anything before 67, and then you can start thinking about additional moves, but we'll see. I mean, now that I'm looking at the chart, I'm guessing that I guess the move on that stock is not gonna make it by the time we get to earnings, and I stay away from trading on earnings. So anyways, we have earnings on July 25th. I don't know if they're in the before or after market, doesn't really matter. But I like the fact that now we're at this level. Hopefully there is a little more momentum within the next few days, which I doubt. But let's see what happens here next week. Another positive thing about this is that we are over the SMA 35 for 2 consecutive days. So that's also a good thing. The MACD and the RSI don't look too crazy, so that is good. The RSI is like, it's just okay. So just keep an eye on Roku. I was actually looking at Roku for a while and thinking about this move, but it's taking too long. I like the fact that it was consolidated here. There was a little consolidation here. So this whole area has a lot of volume. But if you break out of this, you have a massive gap to cover. So we'll see. Maybe they have outstanding earnings, and that would propel this to the upside. But we'll see. Anyways, next I have Snow and Snowflake. This is one thing that is kind of upsetting, because I was looking at Snowflake sometime last week, probably on somewhere in this consolidation, and I was like, this looks actually really good, and I totally forgot about it, and definitely an opportunity was missed here. The MACD and the TSI are telling you the story already. You know that this is gonna move. It's bouncing on the support level. It broke the resistance level at 133.6, and now you're here. I think your next resistance level is the SMA 35, and then after that you might have a little bit of difficulty going passing these levels right here when you have higher volume. But I think Snow has you have a lot of time for a continuation to the upside. So we'll see how it behaves on the SMA 35 when it encounters that, which is probably going to happen in the next few days, between tomorrow and Friday, and we'll see what happens with the SMA 30, with the EMA 200 or the 200 EMA, whatever, however you want to call it. But I like Snow. I still like Snow. I feel like I missed this move right here, which is totally fine, but there's definitely more opportunity. It would be beautiful if you actually see it chopping around the SMA 35 and then you see a continuation to the upside next week. That would be the optimal situation. This chart I like. I just mentioned I might not get into anything this week, but I like AT&T or T to the downside. The reason is because it already looks a little bit extended on the MACD and the TSI. The RSI is already on its way down, and I like the fact that the MACD again and the TSI are curling towards the signal lines. I like that there's volume here, but there is low liquidity in this area, so I might, based upon how the stock behaves tomorrow, I might actually take buy some puts, maybe not, but I'm just gonna wait. I'm just definitely gonna keep an eye on this tomorrow. I like the setup right now. I think there is room. Options are not that expensive, but you also have to be a little bit careful because it's not a very liquid stock, so you can get stuck with your contracts if you wanna get in and out quickly. So keep that in mind. But I like the setup on AT&T, and definitely gonna see if I enter tomorrow, or if not, by the end of the week or Monday. Why not? Look at this thing. TTD, the trade desk. I actually bought some calls, some August calls for this. I think if we break, we might see a nice move. The setup, even though these are completely different companies, the setup is very similar to what we saw on Amazon right here. And let me change the color of this trend line. It's the same way that you can actually see the consolidation on the price, and then you start going up as you break out. So I'm just checking some notes on what I had on Amazon, which I cannot find right now, but so I actually like what I was seeing on Amazon, and I called this somewhere around this area right here. I actually had some calls, and actually that worked out pretty well, and there's a continuation. I'm not talking about Amazon in depth right now, but if we go back to the trade desk, you can still see this this pattern right here that is going to possibly take us, due to this consolidation, to a higher price target. I do not have a price target. Again, my targets are based on 50% gains, or also in how much momentum a stock might have. So I normally cut my entries at 50%, and if they go the other way, I try to cut them as quickly as possible so I don't get stuck or anything like that. So this is a nice ascending triangle going up. It looks really, really enticing. I got a few calls today, and they're August calls. So we'll see how this plays out. And then let's go check this, the industrial ETF, which is also telling me a story that if we break down here, there might be opportunities in some other different names for going short. You have very low liquidity, or even in this name, you have a low liquidity area right here, which is also very nice. The MACD and the TSI look pretty neutral, so we're under the SMA 35. I think our next move would be towards 114, which coincides with the level, with the how you call this, with the liquidity level right here, with the low liquidity area right here. We are probably going to encounter the EMA 200 before anything, but just keep an eye on this level right here, 120, 50, and that is going to actually tell you if there's an opportunity here or not. but also tell you something about the entire sector, which is something that I might end up scanning next week. Again, tomorrow is a half day, Thursday we're closed, and Friday we have trading again. So I might do a video on Friday. I normally don't do videos on Fridays because I just don't. But I might come up with something. I don't know. If not, happy 4th of July for everybody. And I'll see you on next video. Bye bye.